everybody, Show Me here. I'm in Dallas this weekend, and they're having an event with a bunch of different people. It's a constitutional event. We've got some great guests that were here today. Dr. David Manning was here, Carl Gallups was here, and they're all discussing the information about something I've been concerned about, a takeover of our government, somebody who is not proven to be our legitimate president right now, and the way that this nation is turning, especially away from the Constitution and the laws that have made this land so great. Would you like to tell everybody your name?
My name is Gunter Spens. I'm a German, actually East German. I served the army behind the Iron Curtain from 1972 to 1989. 89 was the year the wall came down. I was in the army, headquarters of the army. It was in Leipzig. You call it Leipzig. It was the second biggest city in East Germany. It was the city where this kind of revolution started. It started in February 1989, just by a few guys in downtown Leipzig. Was a church, and after the service, Mondays by 7 p.m., just a few guys, 8, 9, went around the downtown. There was a highway around, like a belt line, and no one knows why. It was a kind of protest against the party, and next Monday, same again. And this happens in East Germany. It was communistic East Germany. Die Stasi tried to bring them from the street, but they have to be careful at this time, and want more and more. And every Monday, then shortly before the 40th anniversary of the Republic, East Germany, was in end of October, there were 75,000 on the street. There was no way to bring them around from the street. And it was peaceful, absolutely peaceful, no window broken, nothing. And the party knows next Monday will be much more. So they had to try anything to stop this. There was no way. And they brought paratroops into Leipzig, young guys, because they were not sure they can use the army. But paratroops, isolated, trained, 18 to 20 years old, no experience, they can't tell them anything. They told them it's a counter-revolution and the capitalists will destroy our state. And they were in one of our bases in Leipzig, and I remember the Monday morning we had a meeting, all the officers of the headquarters of the Third Army, and finally our commander, Lieutenant General, said, no one of my soldiers, it was the whole army, will leave the base tonight, because he got the order to bring this actually rally down. Yeah? And he said, no, we have the Constitution. Our oath is to defend the Constitution and our people, and nothing else, and we will do exactly this. And we will not go out tonight, not obey the order, and the army stood in the base, and even the paratroops could not leave the base. So it was a peaceful rally, 150,000, and when you see the number, the city of Leipzig at this time had a little bit less than 500,000 population. Whole East Germany had 16 million. So 1% of the whole population were on the street in this night. Absolutely peaceful. And it could happen because one more for sure, about 90–95% of the population were not satisfied with this party. It was a dictatorship anymore. So they were not on the street, just 95%, but they had the same meaning, they just waiting, so the party realized it is over, there is no way anymore. It was completely different than here, because Germany was separated in West and East. East was communistic, but all the families, many of them, were separated too. One left of this side, the border of the other side. So we had contact. We could have all the TV, the radio stations, same language, of course. It was the same nation before, and it helps a lot, yeah? Absolutely a lot. America, I mean, where's the border? Far away. There's nothing around, and America is on his own, for my opinion. So when American people is not get done to re-establish the republic, constitutional republic, it will be gone. And I'm here 13 years now, and I see it piece by piece. I mean, I grew up under communism. When I was 18, I believed it's the right way. Until I grew up and I don't know.
So you see the same things that you were seeing
It is, yes.
in East Germany happening here in America.
There's one difference. In East Germany, they would stay socialistic, so no reunion, and they would be accepted international. So all the law, constitution must be look like democratic. The party had the absolute power. In the beginning, they used the power absolute. I mean, 1953, they started the revolution in East Germany, it ended bloody. So they had the power. When you say, in this time, I know it when I was a child from the village, when someone says anything against the body, he just disappeared and gone. Something like that in the year 2012. But piece by piece, the people got more freedom, more power, because at the end they could have a rally against the body. When this happened, maybe 15 years earlier, they would be dead, they would be disappeared. So it got more and more freedom, more rights.
Do you think that's why people in America aren't standing up? Like a lot of people, gun sales have gone through the roof this last year in America.
Yes,
Do you think that is the reason why we're not seeing lots of people screaming about this already?
Yes.
Is because they're afraid. They're letting fear bind them, basically.
When I came, I was never in any Western country until '98 because it was not possible. I was lieutenant colonel in the army, and even not, I could not go. When I came to the United States, everything is different here. And when you are from the outside, you look. You try to understand the mentality, try to understand how it works, how the people are, what belief they have, and the whole society right now. So I watch it, and I see piece by piece how we're losing the rights here in America. Piece by piece, NDA 2012. I mean, we have the Patriot Act. The Patriot Act goes very, very far.
In East Germany, when you traveled through checkpoints, would they grab you in private areas of your body?
No, absolutely
So
not.
something they're doing now in America with the TSA
Never.
and touching people in the airports, they didn't do that in East Germany.
No, the only checkpoints existed before 1961. 1961 was when the wall was built, Plus about Berlin. Berlin was separated in two parts, actually in four parts. We have the western part, Americans, Canadians, French, and the eastern part of Berlin was from the Russian. So and later they had the wall between it. In the beginning there was no wall. So they had to have checkpoints because it was going in two different directions, separate the country. That was the only checkpoints. I never have seen it because I'm born 52 and I saw Berlin first time, they were gone. And I have never seen any checkpoint in East Germany. Never. You could fly, there was nothing. All the time, I have never seen this. There was no reason. The only they really checked it when someone came from the west side, West Germany, Americans all the way in. There was a checkpoint Charlie, for example, to go in. But this was to control the foreigners who came in the country. And the wall, of course, was absolutely closed. The border was closed. You can try to go over when you want to die. But inside, I have never seen any checkpoint. What happens in any country? Staatssicherheit, Stasi, das war the Secret Service.
The secret police.
Yeah, secret police of the party. And they called the bodybuilders sword and child of the party. I mean,
well, that's what they were talking about today in one of the speeches,
yes,
that there's a couple of generals who have even spoken out against Obama and his eligibility, but they were threatened by Obama's secret police, basically. And so they're worried about what backlash they would have or what civil war that would create in this country.
This happens in East Germany too. The Stasi was over, and they had about 80,000 normal guys who are working for them for some money. Most were pressed. When you are a criminal, the police get you, the Stasi comes and said, we take care of him. Okay? everything is dropped, yeah, but you have to work for us to give us information. Same happens here. And it's exactly the same happens here. That's actually in any country. But Americans are afraid. East Germans were in my age and this time. I know no one was afraid about a party. They know we cannot change this, yeah? Or we are lucky. But you have your freedom as long as you not work active against the party. You must not be afraid. You cannot go out in West Germany in this. Here, for example, a friend told me, you are border volunteer, Texas border volunteer. This is okay. But you are your Chamber Society, you are oath keeper, I am a member of oath keepers, and you speak out, you cannot do this. You will lose all your freedom. And I ask him, okay, what freedom is left I have to lose when this is the case and they have not even a First Amendment anymore? What do we have to lose? We cannot even say, and it's no crime to say the Constitution is one of the best written, probably the best written in human history. It is, because it says, the Constitution, it says how the people are free and what the government can and has to do, and nothing else. It controls the government, and we, the people, are on top. Also Constitution, like German Constitution, they define how the government has to rule the people, not the other way. And when you say this, you cannot say this, you lose all your freedom. I can only answer, there's no freedom left to lose. And this is the case. And they are afraid, yeah? Why? Why are the Americans afraid? And you buy guns, I have guns too, of course, yeah? You buy guns, which is the right, and I think it's a good thing. I mean, there's a reason behind, you're right, there is a reason, yeah? We have a lot of gun sales. But this is the only difference, who may help the Americans, because in Germany there are no guns. Hitler got rid of them and they never got any gun later. Same as in Austria happens there. I mean, but on the other hand, the government, or which is actually the king, I will not say president, because I see him as a king, he rules like a king, he can do what he wants. I saw an interview, it was a hearing in the Congress with the Secretary of Defense. And he was, and they told him that the Constitution and only the Congress can declare war. And he said, it's not how it works. We have to talk to the UN. What is the UN? It's not mentioned in the Constitution. We have to talk to the UN and to the NATO, and then we, which means he and the king, have to make a decision. And of course we will inform the Congress about the decision. What is this?
That's right.
Did he ever read the Constitution? I mean, I know the Constitution, but probably he never read it. And this is the big problem. And it will be, I cannot see how it may be possible to restore the Republic, the constitutional Republic based on the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. It's the only way to save America, for my opinion.
It really is the only problem. One of the things that that tears at me the worst is that people in this country are complacent. They understand that things aren't right, but they're trying to keep their head down. When you understood that the people are actually the ones who control everything in this country, and you quit letting it happen, well, we get the chance to be that great nation in history that walks away from things like socialism and communism, because we've learned that they don't do the public any well. They bring death, they bring murder, they bring control, and it's not what we want to see happen in this country. Till next time, YouTube.